Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live. Hope you're doing well. And we appreciate you guys coming on this morning. Let me know when you get your notifications and say hello, even though maybe I can't see it. Can't see your names as they scroll by. I'm trying here. Okay. There we go. Let me see if I can see your name. Kevin! Rosalinda, okay, I do see a few names here. Okay, let's see if we can see a few more. We appreciate, hi Nick. Nick from our staff is watching this morning. Carrie from Nebraska. Nellie, good morning to you. Rosa from Montreal. Elaine, St. John's, Newfoundland. Francis Marie, good morning. Sandy, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Marlene, good morning. And we appreciate you guys saying hello this morning. I haven't been doing this. Carol, West Virginia. Karen from Peterborough. Doug, how are you, Douglas? Mara, Ottawa. Dear friends to the program. Judy, New Brunswick, right, Judy? Karen. Anna, Manitoba, we love you guys. Lise, good morning from Sudbury. Sue, good morning from Bolton. Lorraine, how are you? Sandy, Chilliwack, British Columbia, love you. Suli from Petawawa. Cecilia, Nouveau Brunswick, Shedziak. Vera, Maria, good morning to you. Margie, Kansas. And Dave, and two Daves in a row. Dave from Cardiff and Dave from Muskoka. Lisa Marie, nice having you on. Judy, New Brunswick. Dave, we got lots of Dave. Dave from St. Clair. Maryland, Belleville. Helga, John and Linda from Fenelon. Deb, how are you? Timmins, there's Yolande. Waiting for you. Mary, how are you? Gloria from New York. Rochelle, New Brunswick. And Diane Thunder Bay, good morning to you. And Samia, or Jane, which one is first? Patricia, having her coffee. Diana, there's a question about coffee. We'll get to that in a minute. Christine, Elaine, Kevin said he was first. Where is Brahim and Michael? Sandy and Catherine, Rita, couple of more guys and we'll get going. Luella, West Tennessee. I'm going to say hi to Doc McEwen. I haven't seen her name, but she's got a question to ask me. Georgie and Samaya is from Sault Ste. Marie. And John, Christine, Tilsonburg. Sandy, another Sandy. Cindy, Saskatchewan. Okay, and Nativity. I was waiting on you. And Milika says I missed her. Rita and Debbie. Gananokwe. Veronica. Have I told you guys lately how much I love you? I have, right? Okay. But we do. Thank you. And let's get to our questions. Nice to do the roll call once in a while, isn't it? I mean, you guys are fantastic. Doc McEwen asked a question about her eyes. And the ophthalmologist told Doc McEwen that she had a couple of new ghost blood vessels in my eye. Ones that used to have blood flowing and now they don't. There's some damage there, but could I up my Navitol or DHA? I do both, Doc. I do both. I was explaining to someone at church yesterday that the combination of DHA and Navitol, which is pine bark extract, is the best combo for your eyes. I've proven that to tens of thousands of patients over the years. And I don't care what the condition is in your eye. This is what I was saying to a fella yesterday in church. It's blood supply. And one only has to look at an eye or in behind the eye, like an ophthalmologist or an optometrist or whatever. When they look in, what do they see? Every highway and byway of blood vessels. And eyes are subject to blood supply. Your lens, the retina, the macula, it don't matter. It's blood supply. I'm telling you. And when you take Navitol, what are you doing? You are opening up, nothing like it, opening up those blood vessels, repairing blood vessels. Proven. Little capillaries. Proven. Elevates nitric oxide. The most powerful antioxidant in the world is pine bark extract. There's nothing even close to it. Elevates the nitric oxide. Elevates glutathione too. Repair. And protects, because it gives the blood supply, the blood vessels, it gives it a coating. An antioxidant coating. Unreal. Combine that with the DHA. Now, why do you know me and DHA? Guys, I love DHA. I love omega-3. All omega-3s are good. The DHA is the Cadillac. You know how it used to be, the expression? You got the Cadillac of products, okay? And because what DHA does, it regenerates. What DHA does, it lubricates those blood vessels. You're getting a lube job. You see, when you go in for an oil change on your car, yeah, you're changing the oil, but they also do a lubrication. And you need lubrication in those blood vessels. You want those blood vessels to be nothing but slippery. It's when they get sticky that they start accumulating damage, like atherosclerosis, hardening of the arteries. And ask a diabetic. They got trouble with their eyes. Almost every one of them. Why? Blood supply. Okay, so there's a reason I always emphasize the DHA and the Navitol. And if you have to, doc, up the dosage. That's what I recommend. What was I telling someone yesterday again? To do 4 and 4 for a month. Oh, someone was asking me, was it macular degeneration? I think it was. Do 4 and 4 for a month. 4 Navitol, 4 DHA. Then you can cut down. But I'm telling you, what a difference. Of course, you're going to get the benefits. When you're taking Navitol, you get the benefits for your heart, your blood supply, circulation, your legs, your skin, because it's such a powerful antioxidant and anti-aging. And then you get the DHA, heart and brain. Your brain's made up of DHA. Don't you want to replace that? See, I am so protective of my brain, guys. I want to be. Look, we're all aging, okay? And you know, I want to slow that down as much as I can. I know I'm aging. I understand that. But I don't want to lose my gray matter. I want to protect it up there. And the best thing you can do for gray matter is DHA. I'm telling you. Okay. Thanks for the question, Doc McEwen. Pamela, does vitamin C have polyphenols in it? And that is why it is considered in coffee. Well, Pam, let me go over this again, because some people get confused when I say coffee is the real vitamin C. Now, coffee has traces of vitamin C. Okay? It's not specifically vitamin C, but it is far more powerful than vitamin C. Look, I understand the importance of ascorbic acid. I understand you need vitamin C. I'm just telling you, okay? I'm just going to tell you, if you drank coffee, okay, all you had is water and coffee. Water, coffee. And you ate steak. Just steak. I'm not even suggesting you do that. But let's say you did. Because this has happened. This is done before. You know what? You wouldn't get scurvy. What? No, you wouldn't. There's traces of vitamin C in steak. There's minute traces of vitamin C in coffee. But coffee, the reason I call it the real vitamin C is because it's so much more powerful than ascorbic acid. Now listen, you have cancer. There's studies showing that vitamin C is helpful in the treatment of cancer, shrinks tumors. But, listen to what the but is. But, you have to take enormous doses of it for it to be effective. That's why, if you can, you get vitamin C intravenous treatments for cancer. Every oncologist should do it, but don't hold your breath, guys, okay? Because there's no money to be made with giving you ascorbic acid in an IV. There's no money to be made. The pharmaceuticals will never allow the oncologist to do it, but they should do it. I'm just telling you what they should do compared to what they do, okay? Because like I've told you before, oncologists, almost all of them, not all of them, but almost all of them, they have blinders on. Because they don't read, because they don't study any alternative medicine, they don't even know the importance of vitamin D in cancer. They don't even know the importance of the sunlight in cancer treatment. They don't even know, generally, that sugar is bad for cancer because it feeds it. Somebody asked a question about that. We'll get into a little bit more detail in a minute. But coming back to the coffee and polyphenols that Pam is asking about, coffee has 1,000 that we've counted. Nutrients. It's a broad spectrum multi-nutrient. I'm not kidding you. And the benefits, and guys, I've been saying this for 40, 50 years, okay? So it's not like you're late to the party, Dr. Martin. No. I was probably one of the first guys. And even today, you get gurus. Coffee's acidic. Coffee's no good for you. But the vast majority now, it's coming around finally. They're saying, you know what? Every study we look at, coffee is unbelievably good for you. It is so good for you. And a lot of people, they have trouble accepting a gift that God has given you. It's a gift. Enjoy it. Who doesn't like coffee? Well, I know a few don't. Okay? But I'm telling you, I'm doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down on the significance of coffee. But like I said, if you just drank water and coffee and ate steak for 6 months and didn't eat anything else, you'd get vitamin C in there. You get enough. You wouldn't have, I guarantee you wouldn't get scurvy. You wouldn't get it. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you you can never have a fruit or any vitamin C in fruit, in some vegetable. I'm not telling you that. But I'm just telling you what research has shown. Okay? And to some extent, vitamin C, the ascorbic acid, is overrated. There was a Nobel Prize given out in the 70s. On vitamin C. I said, well, you only missed by one letter in the alphabet. Because you know what there's no comparison to with vitamin C? That's vitamin D. And I was screaming like John the Baptist in the wilderness. In those days, people weren't listening, but I was right about vitamin D. Sun, steak, and steel. Have you got the book yet? Okay, thank you very much. That was Pamela. Thank you, Pamela. Paula, talking about aplastic anemia. Well, there's all sorts of, Paula, different anemias. Aplastic is a much more serious anemia because it's caused right at the bone marrow and you got a defect there. And you're just not producing red blood cells. Now, I've seen it before, and I've had these patients on our multi-nutrient. I've had them on B12. Very important. These people need to be taking B12 daily, a sublingual B12. And aplastic is a different type of anemia because in the bone marrow. I find... I would have them on, like I say, the multi-nutrient. I'd have them on bone broth. I have them on broad spectrum probiotics. So, okay. Anyway. And then, I saw so much anemia in and a lot of times when I saw anemia, mostly in women, not always in women, but mostly in women, they didn't even know they had anemia because their blood work, your B12 is all right, and your ferritin, it's within normal limits. But they looked like Casper the ghost. Pale as a ghost. I could spot them a mile away. And sure enough, when I did my blood work, they were in the low end. And the second you put them on steak and B12 sublingual, and sometimes the blood boost or multi-nutrient, and it was incredible how much better they felt. Incredible. And most of the times that happened, these women, again, generally women, they had hormonal issues. Too much estrogen, not enough progesterone, endometriosis, PCOS, polycystic ovarian disorder, a lot of hormonal issues, too much estrogen, not enough progesterone, and that contributed to anemia. And they were sort of borderline and not diagnosed. I'll tell you, I did a lot of that in my office. And a lot of people, even listening to me today, I bet you, are on the borderline of anemia. They don't eat enough red meat. And almost everybody and their dog needs to be on B12. It's a finicky vitamin. Thank you, Paula, for the question. When men struggle with energy, this is Ben. Hello, Ben. Stubborn weight gain and a burnout, the common advice is to work harder, train more, and eat less. What do you think? Well, sun, steak, and steel. I like working out. But he got a burnout. I usually look at, Ben, what I look at, usually what doctors don't look at. A lot of times these men, their testosterone is sinking like the Titanic. and they got too much estrogen. They have more estrogen than their wives. I used to test for it. And then I would block that extra estrogen. I had them on flax seeds. I even put men on a DIM. Good for your prostate. It knocks out the extra. Well, men shouldn't have hardly any estrogen at all. But it blocks extra xenoestrogens, which is a big trouble with men. And then I would put them on the cortisol formula, because most of these men with low testosterone, cortisol was robbing them of this testosterone, because men, you see, even men need a little bit of progesterone. What? Yeah, a little bit. And when cortisol is up, you rob the body of progesterone. But I never gave men progesterone. I gave men the cortisol formula to lower their stress hormone. Cortisol pours gasoline on the fire of inflammation. It really can mess you up hormonally. It can slow the thyroid to a crawl. A lot of men have trouble subclinically with their thyroid, and they don't even know they have that. But again, the thyroid is a puppet. It's got a lot of strings attached to it. Now in women, much more strings than men. Men are uncomplicated to a lot of extent. But nonetheless, when I saw men and they had trouble getting the weight down, because men don't have trouble like ladies do, because ladies are complicated. Men, simple. Okay? Go on the EMC. I used to get a lot of flack for this, okay? When we had a weight loss clinic in our clinic, women, my husband, he went on the eggs, meat, and cheese. He went on the reset, and he lost 10 pounds, and I only lost 5. And I'm mad at him, and I'm mad at you, Dr. Martin. Yeah, how come I only lost 5 pounds? I said, because you're complicated. You're a woman. Complicated. You got lots of hormones that need to be balanced. And you're never going to lose weight like a man does. Men are uncomplicated compared to women. Okay? And I just remind you, when you lose 5 pounds and you eat the right food, you see this big 5 pounds of fat? A foot long and 6 inches thick? That's a lot of fat to lose. When you eat the right food, your body will burn fat. Okay? So don't be so hard on yourself, ladies. Okay? There you go. Okay, thanks for the question. And that was Ben. Francis, can gene testing identify why some have insomnia? I don't know. I was never, I understand gene testing, Francis, but has it, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it wouldn't be the first choice. Francis, if you're having trouble sleeping, join the cast of millions. And, in my book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, and Sleep, okay? It's actually on the title of the book. I talk a lot about sleep. And for some people, and actually the majority of people have trouble getting into the 5 stages of REM sleep. The biggest thing, Francis, that I found, the lowest hanging fruit for that, generally is cortisol. Cortisol messes up sleep more than anything else. Now, because cortisol high elevates your blood sugar. And it gets your heart rate up. You're tired but wired. Okay? That's cortisol. Tired but wired. You like that? And a lot of people used to complain I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I would aim, generally, at the adrenal glands. I wrote books about it. Adrenal fatigue. Chronic fatigue syndrome is an adrenal gland problem. I think I was the first guy to talk about that. I wrote a book about it. Chronic fatigue syndrome, the modern woman's curse. And fibromyalgia is right in with that. So I would say to you, Francis, check cortisol, check thyroid. Like you might be just a little bit off on that, and that can be a factor. Okay? If you're feeling good generally, though, good for you. Okay? But a lot of people have trouble with sleeping because of that. Okay, thank you for the question, Francis. As far as gene testing, I don't know. I don't think it's going to give you much indication as far as I'm concerned, but I could be wrong about that. Alicia, I think it's Elise. I don't know. Alyse is how they spelt it in front of me. Okay. Elise asking the question, or might be Alicia, I don't know. Does cancer really turn anything into sugar to survive? No, it doesn't. Okay? Doesn't turn everything into sugar. Cancer needs sugar. Now, I want to differentiate two things because I've taught this before, but I'm just going to do it again. Okay? You have cancer cells. You have them. I have them. Right now as I speak. Right now as I speak, I guarantee in my body, I have cancer cells. So do you. Okay? Cancer cells need fuel. Since 1928, we've known that. Now that's sort of been poo-pooed and, medicine. Again, when you don't study nutrition, what do you expect? Right? What do you expect? Food, what's that got to do with cancer? It's all genetics. I heard it for... No, but we already knew many, many moons ago that cancer needs sugar to survive, cancer cells. Okay? And that's why, and Dr. Otto Warburg, he studied this. He was a German research scientist, and he wrote about it called Ravenous. Cancer cells are ravenous. They use the process of fermentation, and they just love sugar, glucose. Now, there's a second phase when one has a tumor. Tumors, okay, they still love sugar, but they also are looking for fatty acids. Tumors, not cancer cells. Cancer cells that become tumors. But you don't get to phase 2 without feeding the cancer cells with sugar. Now you get, and they search out for fatty acids. Okay? And one of the worst fatty acids that you can give a tumor is the omega-6 fatty acid. Okay? They don't like them. I'll get to this in a minute. Okay? So they're searching for those bad oils, those bad fats. And I've always said this, that's why I hate that the seed oils, the hateful eight. Like people don't realize that processed foods in the middle aisles of your grocery store are made with these seed oils that are made for your car and not for your body. And cancer tumors love that stuff. Okay. Why? And I use this example. Why does lung cancer, still the number one cancer today. The number one killer of cancers today is lung cancer. What? I thought people got the memo and stopped smoking. Yeah, they did. Good for them. But they're getting these aldehydes, which you used to get from smoking. They get it from those bad oils. The tumors love bad oil. Okay? Now, here's a piece of good news. The Trojan horse for a tumor, the Trojan horse that comes in is when you are taking omega-3 DHA. It's a cancer buster. Proven. It'll destroy tumors. Proven. So it's a Trojan horse. That's why I love DHA. And by the way, you get DHA in fish and you get DHA in steak. Cancer hates steak. It hates it because it can't survive on it. Tumors hate steak. But I love DHA in a supplement for cancers because it's a tumor buster. And listen, I brought you this research in the past. If you're not taking omega-3 and your omega-3 levels are low, you might as well be smoking, according to the research. Not having good levels of omega-3 is like you're smoking. That's how important omega-3 is. And if you're going to, look, you drive a car, all cars are good. But if you got a Maserati, you're going to pay $200,000 or more, right? Well, the best omega-3 is DHA. It's the best. Proven. Nothing like it. And it's a tumor buster. Okay? So thank you for the question. And that was, who was that? That was Elise. I think you get the memo now on how you break cancer down and the fuel that it likes, okay? Hopefully that clarifies things for you. Samia, is it okay to drink water with ice cubes in the summertime? Absolutely. I like my water cold, guys. Actually, in the morning. If you want to get your metabolism going a little quicker, drink cold water. Yeah, look, all water is good, okay? All water is good. Cold water, does it give you an advantage? Maybe a little bit. And I like my water cold, okay? That's me. But there is a little bit of research showing that cold water actually stimulates your metabolism a little bit more in the morning time. But drink water, just drink water. And spring water is the best water. You don't have to go spend a lot of money. I never thought I would say this, that you even have to spend a plug nickel drinking water. But today, we live in a different world. Okay. I understand fruit having fructose and limiting consumption. Yeah, fruits are God's candies. You can enjoy, but don't live on them. You're asking about vegetables. Yeah, I like vegetables. Don't get me wrong. Okay? Samia, don't get me wrong. I love vegetables. Vegetables are good for you. I didn't say not to have any vegetables. I'm just saying don't live on them. What's better? Steak or broccoli? It's not even close, Samia. It's not close. In terms of nutrients, it's not close. You were never meant to be a vegetarian. You weren't meant to be a vegan. You're just not meant to. If you want to do it, well, just understand you better be supplementing all of your life. So just don't misunderstand what I'm saying, okay? Again, I love fruit, but they're God's candies. I love vegetables. Don't live on them. You can have some, but don't live on them. Live on eggs, meat, and cheese. Dairy. Got it? Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm just about done. I think this is the last one. Madeleine, I think I talked about this. Liver, oh yeah, you were talking about, I think I did. I think I answered. You can regenerate, absolutely you can regenerate your liver. Your liver is your only organ in your body. Cut it in half, it'll grow back. Your liver's got, until you get to the last stages of liver disease, cirrhosis, or cancer, your liver's got an unbelievable capacity to regenerate. Absolutely. Empty it. Watch what happens. Empty the liver. Get rid of its fat storage by eating eggs, meat, and cheese. What a difference that makes. Okay, guys, I think I'm done. We love you dearly. Maybe, did I answer this, Laura? About diet pop. Let me do that. I'm going to make a note. I'll do it tomorrow because I wanted to talk about a study that came out. Hold on. Where is it here? I think I have it. There's a study on, I did it before, but I think it's worth repeating. Here it is. Oh, a Danish study. Okay, remind me tomorrow. We'll do it again. Okay, guys. Love you. Thanks for coming on. Tell everybody the Doctor is In podcast or the Doctor is In Facebook. Live. Love you.